Hello everyone. So I know it's been an extremely long time. I've had so much going on in my life. I know I mentioned a few times that I was in the process of moving. I am now settled into my new house, but all the stress of moving, and I had some triggers that triggered my PTSD, which then made me spiral into depression. So I hit depression really, really hard and ended up in the hospital before my husband put me in the hospital before I did something that would hurt my family and that I would regret. So I've been in the hospital for a while, and I got out a couple days ago. I've been, during my spiral into depression, I stopped taking my medication that helps me combat with the PTSD, with my depression, with my bipolar disorder, and all the different things. And I'm on these medications that you shouldn't stop taking even for a day, because it can mess up your mental state even more. So I wasn't in the best state of mind, and I have gotten home and I feel so guilty that I've left you guys hanging without any word. But when you're in the hospital, in the mental health ward, there's no cell phones, there's no anything there. You almost can't even have books unless they're paperback, and then you can only have one or two at a time. And for anything, because anything could be a danger to you at that time. Because you can kind of fashion things or try to use things to hurt yourself or others. Some people are in there for different reasons. So I have taken a glance at everybody's comments, and I want to say thank you guys so much for your support, for being worried. I'm so sorry that I had you guys worry. And I've gotten a lot of comments of, when's the next chapter? When's it coming? I am definitely going to be working on that. And I'm going to start trying to do at least, at least 2 videos a week, maybe a few more. It's just going to depend on how much I can handle, because I am still freshly on the medication and getting stable, and dealing with a lot of things, because I've had a mental setback, or I've had a setback due to the triggers and things that just happened in my life. And being stressed with the move and everything is one easy way for me to get triggered pretty easily, which then makes me think of the stuff that I went through in my PTSD environment, and then it just goes from there. So I know you guys are all excited. I will definitely be getting, right after this message, I will be recording the next chapter in Gray by E.L. James. And then in my next video, which will have the same message for, because I have different fans, different subscribers who, thank you so much for your support, and I love you, and thank you guys for sticking by, even though I've, been MIA for so long. But in the next video, there will be, it'll be on the next chapters in The Fall of Five by Pittacus Lore. I wanted to say thank you again. All of you guys are amazing. I probably won't be able to get to the comments that you guys have left me up until this point, just because I'm overwhelmed by how many there are, and I feel so bad. But I want you to know that each and every one of you, thank you for your comments. I have read them. I will be going forward. And going forward from this point on, the new comments that I get, I will be responding to as often and much as I can. So I hope you guys, can forgive me, and know that I'm sorry. So that's it for now on this vet message. I will be reading in a few moments. Okay, thank you so much. Hello everyone. I know I'm a little rusty. I hope that I don't mess up, to make too many mistakes, and I hope that I get the voices right. I hope you'll forgive me until I get back in the swing of things. I'm going to read one chapter from Gray by E.L. James, and hopefully you guys are excited. I'm excited to be getting back into it. Again, I can't express how sorry I am that I've been gone for so long, but I think I'm doing better enough to, obviously be home from the hospital and get in the swing of my, daily routines. I'm coming up with some new daily routines to help me, take my medication on time and different things. So here I am. So without further ado, reading by Gray by E.L. James. Chapter 17. Wednesday, June 1st, 2011. It's been an interesting morning. We left Boeing Field at 11:30 PST. Stefan is flying with his first officer, Jill Bailey, and we're due to arrive in Georgia at 7:30 EST. Bill has managed to arrange a meeting with the Savannah Brownfield Redevelopment Authority tomorrow, and I might be meeting them for a drink this evening. So if Anastasia is otherwise occupied or doesn't want to see me, the journey won't be a complete waste of time. Yeah, tell yourself that, Gray. Taylor has joined me for a light lunch and is now sorting through some paperwork, and I have a whole lot of reading to do. The only part of the equation I've yet to solve is arranging to see Anna. I'll see how that goes once I arrive in Savannah. I'm hoping some inspiration will come to me on the flight. I run my hand through my hair, and for the first time in a long while I lie back and doze as the G550 cruises at 30,000 feet, bound for Savannah Hilton Head International. The drone of the engines is soothing, and I'm tired. So tired. That would be the nightmares, Gray. I don't know why they are worse at the moment. I close my eyes. This is how you will be with me. Do you understand? Yes, ma'am. She runs a scarlet fingernail across my chest. I flinch and pull against the restraints as the darkness surfaces, burning my skin in the wake of her touch. But I don't make a sound. I don't dare. If you behave, I'll let you come in my mouth. Fuck. But not yet. We've got a long way to go before then. Her fingernail blazes down my skin from the top of my sternum to my navel. I want to scream. She grabs my face, squeezing open my mouth, and kisses me, her tongue demanding and wet. She brandishes the leather flogger, and I know this will be tough to endure, but I have my eye on the prize, her fucking mouth. As the first lash falls and blisters across my skin, I welcome the pain and the endorphin rush. Sorry, my phone is going off, but it's downstairs, so just have to deal with that. Mr. Gray, we'll be landing in 20 minutes, Taylor informs me, startling me awake. Are you okay, sir? Yeah, sure, thanks. Would you like some water? Please. I take a deep breath to bring my heart rate down, and Taylor passes me a glass of cold Evian. I take a welcome sip, glad that it's just Taylor on board. It's not often I dream about my heady days with Miss Lincoln. Out of the window, the sky is blue, the sparse clouds pinking with the early evening sun. The light up here is brilliant, golden, tranquil. The sinking sun reflecting off the columns clouds, the cumulus clouds. For a moment I wish I were in my sailplane. I bet the thermals are fantastic up here. Yes, that's what I should do. Take Anna soaring. That would be more fun, wouldn't it? Taylor, yes, sir. I'd like to take Anastasia soaring in Georgia at dawn tomorrow if we can find somewhere to do that, but later would be fine, too. If it's later, I'll have to move my meeting. I'll get on it. Never mind the cost. Okay, sir. Thanks. Now I just have to tell Anna. There are 2 cars waiting for us when the G550 comes to a halt on the tarmac near the Signature Flight Support Terminal at the airport. Taylor and I step out of the plane and into the suffocating heat. Hell, it's sticky even at this time. The rep hands the keys for both cars to Taylor. I raise a brow at him. Ford Mustang? It's all I could find in Savannah at short notice. Taylor looks sheepish. At least it's a red convertible. Though, in this heat, I hope it has AC. It should have everything, sir. Good, thanks. I take the keys from him and, grabbing my messenger bag, leave him to unload the rest of the luggage from the plane into a Suburban. I shake hands with Stefan and Bailey. and thank them for a smooth flight. In the Mustang, I cruise out of the airport and outward to downtown Savannah, listening to Bruce on my iPod through the car sound system. Andrea has booked me into a suite at the Bohemian Hotel, which looks out over the Savannah River. It's dusk, and the view from the balcony is impressive. The river is luminous, reflecting the graduated colors of the sky and the lights on the suspension bridge and the docks. The sky is incandescent, the colors shaded from deep purple to a rosy pink. It's almost as striking as twilight over the Sound. But I don't have time to stand here and admire the view. I set up my laptop, crank the air conditioning to full blast, and call Ross for an update. Why the sudden interest in Georgia, Christian? It's personal. She huffs down the phone. Since when have you let your personal life interfere with business? Since I met Anastasia Steele. I don't like Detroit, I snap. Okay, she backs off. I might meet the Savannah Brownfield liaison for a drink later, I add, attempting to placate her. Whatever, Christian. There are a few other things we need to talk about. The aid has arrived in Rotterdam. Do you still want to go ahead? Yes, let's get it done. I made a commitment at the End Global Hunger Launch. This needs to happen before I can face that committee again. Okay, any further thoughts on the publishing acquisition? I'm still undecided. I think SIP has some potential. Yeah, maybe. Let me think about it a while longer. I'm seeing Marco to discuss the Lucas Wood situation. Okay, let me know how that goes. Call me later. Will do. Bye for now. I'm avoiding the inevitable. I know this, but I decide it would be better to tackle Miss Steele via email or phone. I've yet to decide which, on a full stomach, so I order dinner. While I'm waiting, there's a text from Andrea letting me know my drink appointment is off. I'm fine with that. I'll see them tomorrow morning, provided I'm not soaring with Anna. Before room service arrives, Taylor calls. Mr. Gray? Taylor, are you checked in? Yes, sir. Your luggage will be on its way up in a moment. Great. The Brunswick Soaring Association has a glider free. I've asked Andrea to fax through your flying credentials to them. Once the paperwork's signed, we're good to go. Great. They'll do any time from 6 a.m. Even better. Have them ready from then. Send me the address. Will do. There's a knock on the door. My luggage and room service have arrived simultaneously. The food smells delicious. Fried green tomatoes and shrimp and grits. Well, I'm in the South. While I eat, I contemplate my strategy with Anna. I could pay a visit to her mom's tomorrow at breakfast. Bring bagels. Then take her soaring. That's probably the best plan. She hasn't been in touch all day, so I guess she's mad. I reread her last message once I finished dinner. What the hell has she got against Elena? She knows nothing about our relationship. What we had happened a long time ago, and now we're just friends. What right does Anna have to be mad? And if it wasn't for Elena, God knows what would have happened to me. There's a knock on the door. It's Taylor. Good evening, sir. Happy with your room? Yes, it's fine. I have the paperwork for the Brunswick Soaring Association here. I scan the hire agreement. It looks fine. I sign it and give it back to him. I'll drive myself tomorrow. I'll see you there. Oh, I'll see you there? Yes, sir. I'll be there from 6. I'll let you know if anything changes. Shall I unpack for you, sir? Please, thanks. He nods and takes my suitcase into the bedroom. I'm restless, and I need to get what I'm going to say to Anna clear in my mind. I glance at my watch. It's 9:20. I've left this really late. Perhaps I should have a quick drink first. I leave Taylor to unpack and decide to check out the hotel bar before I speak to Ross again and write to Anna. The rooftop bar is crowded, but I find a seat at the end of the counter and order a beer. It's a hip, contemporary place with moody lighting and a relaxed vibe. I scan the bar, avoiding eye contact with the two women sitting next to me, and a movement captures my attention, a flustered flip of glossy mahogany hair that catches and refracts the light. It's Anna. Fuck. She's facing away from me, seated opposite a woman who could only be her mother. The resemblance is striking. What are the fucking odds? In all the gin joints. Jesus. I watch them transfixed. They're drinking cocktails, cosmopolitans by the look of them. Her mother is stunning like Anna, but older. She looks late 30s, with long, dark hair and eyes that are Anna's shade of blue. She has a bohemian vibe about her, not someone I'd automatically associate with the golf club set. Perhaps she's dressed that way because she's out with her young, beautiful daughter. This is priceless. Seize the day, Gray. I fish my phone out of my jeans pocket. It's time to email Anna. This should be interesting. I'll test her mood, and I get to watch. From Christian Gray. Subject, Dinner Companions. Date, June 1st, 2011, 9:40 p.m. To Anastasia Steele. Yes, I had dinner with Miss Robinson. She is just an old friend, Anastasia. Looking forward to seeing you again. I miss you. Christian Gray, CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. Her mother looks earnest. Maybe she's concerned for her daughter, or maybe she's trying to extract information from her. Good luck, Miss Adams. And for a moment I wonder if they're discussing me. Her mother stands. It looks like she's visiting the restroom. Anna checks her purse and pulls out her BlackBerry. Here we go. She begins to read, her shoulders hunched over, her fingers flexing and drumming on the table. She starts tapping furiously at the keys. I can't see her face, which is frustrating, but I don't think she's impressed with what she's just read. A moment later she abandons the phone on the table in what appears to be disgust. That's not good. Her mother returns and signals one of the waiters for another round of drinks. I wonder how many they've had. I check my phone, and sure enough, there's a response. From Anastasia Steele. Subject, Old Dinner Companions. Date, June 1st, 2011, 9:42 p.m. To Christian Gray. She's not just an old friend. Has she found another adolescent boy to sink her teeth into? Did you get too old for her? Is that the reason your relationship finished? What the hell? My temper simmers as I read. Isaac is in his late 20s, like me. How dare she? Is it the drink talking? Time to declare yourself, Gray. From Christian Gray. Subject, careful. Date, June 1st, 2011, 9:45 p.m. To Anastasia Steele. This is not something I wish to discuss via email. How many cosmopolitans are you going to drink? Christian Gray, CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. She studies her phone, sits up suddenly, and looks around the room. Showtime, Gray. I deposit $10 on the counter and saunter over to them. Our eyes meet. She blanches, shocked, I think, and I don't know how she'll greet me, or how I'll contain my temper if she says anything else about Elena. She tucks her hair behind her ears with restless fingers, a sure sign that she's nervous. Hi, she says, her voice strained and high-pitched. Hi. I lean down and kiss her cheek. She smells amazing, even if she does tense as my lips brush her skin. She looks lovely. She's caught some sun, and she's not wearing a bra. Her breasts are straining against the silky material of her top, but hidden by her long hair. For my eyes only, I hope. And even though she's mad, I'm glad to see her. I've missed her. Christian, this is my mother, Carla. Anna gestures to her mom. Miss Adams, I'm delighted to meet you. Her mom's eyes are all over me. Shit, she's checking me out. Best ignore it, Gray. After a longer than necessary pause, she reaches out to shake my hand. Christian? What are you doing here? Anna asks, her tone accusatory. I came to see you, of course. I'm staying in this hotel. You're staying here? She squeaks. Yes. I can't quite believe it either. Well, yesterday you said you wished I was here. I'm trying to gauge her reaction. So far there's been nervous fidgeting, tensing, an accusatory tone, and a strained voice. This is not going well. We aim to please, Miss Steele, I add, deadpan, hoping to put her in a good mood. Won't you join us for a drink, Christian? Miss Adams says graciously and catches the eye of the waiter. I need something stronger than beer. I'll have a gin and tonic, I tell the waiter. Hendrix, if you have it, or Bombay Sapphire, cucumber with the Hendrix, lime with the Bombay. And 2 more Cosmos, please. Oh, and 2 more Cosmos, please, Anna adds, with an anxious look at me. She's right to be anxious. I think she's had enough to drink already. Please pull up a chair, Christian. Thank you, Miss Adams. I do as she asks and sit down beside Anna. So you just happen to be staying in the hotel where we're drinking? Oh, so you just happen to be staying in the hotel where we're drinking? Anna's tone is tense. Or you just happen to be drinking in the hotel where I'm staying. I just finished dinner, came in here, and saw you. I was distracted thinking about your most recent email. I give her a pointed look, and I glance up, and there you are. Quite a coincidence, eh? Anna looks flustered. My mother and I were shopping this morning and on the beach this afternoon. We decided on a few cocktails this evening, she says hurriedly, as if she has to justify drinking in a bar with her mother. Did you buy that top? I ask. She really does look stunning. Her camisole is emerald green. I've made the right choices. Gym colors, for the colors Caroline Acton has selected for her. The color suits you, and you've caught some sun. You look lovely. Her cheeks color and her lips lift at my compliment. I was going to pay you a visit tomorrow, but here you are. I take her hand because I want to touch her, and I give it a gentle squeeze. Slowly I caress her knuckles with my thumb, and her breathing alters. Yes, Anna, feel it. Don't be mad at me. Her eyes meet mine, and I'm rewarded with her coy smile. I thought I'd surprise you, but as ever, Anastasia, you surprised me by being here. I don't want to interrupt the time you have with your mother. I'll have a quick drink and then retire. I have work to do. I resist kissing her knuckles. I don't know what she's said to her mother about us, if anything. Christian, it's lovely to finally meet you. Anna has spoken very fondly of you, Miss Adams says with a charming smile. Really? I glance at Anna, who's blushing. Fondly, eh? This is good news. The waiter places my gin and tonic in front of me. Hendrick, sir. Thank you. He serves Anna and her mother fresh cosmopolitans. How long are you in Georgia? Oh, how long are you in Georgia, Christian? Her mom asks. Until Friday, Miss Adams. Will you have dinner with us tomorrow evening? And please, call me Carla. I'd be delighted to, Carla. Excellent, she says. If you two will excuse me, I need to visit the restroom. Hasn't she just been to the restroom? I stand as she leaves, then sit down again to face the wrath of Miss Steele. I take her hand once more. So, you're mad at me for having dinner with an old friend. I kiss each knuckle. Yes, she's curt. Is she jealous? Our sexual relationship was over long ago, Anastasia. I don't want anyone but you. Haven't you worked that out yet? I think of her as a child molester, Christian. My scalp tingles in shock. That's very judgmental. It wasn't like that. I release her hand in frustration. Oh, how was it then? She snaps, sticking out her stubborn little chin. Is this the drink talking? She continues. She took advantage of a vulnerable 15-year-old boy. If you had been a 15-year-old girl and Miss Robinson was a Mr. Robinson, tempting you into a BDSM lifestyle, that would have been okay? If it was Mia, say. Oh, now she's being ridiculous. Anna, it wasn't like that. Her eyes flash. She's really angry. Why? This has nothing to do with her. But I don't want a full-blown argument here in the bar. I moderate my voice. Okay, it didn't feel like that to me. She was a force for good, what I needed. Good God, I'd probably be dead by now if it wasn't for Elena. I'm struggling to control my temper. Her brow furrows. I don't understand. Shut her down, Gray. Anastasia, your mother will be back shortly. I'm not comfortable talking about this now. Later, maybe, if you don't want me here. I have a plane on standby at Hilton Head. I can go. Her expression changes to panic. No, don't go. Please, I'm thrilled you're here, she adds quickly. Thrilled? You could have fooled me. I'm just trying to make you understand, she says. I'm angry that as soon as I left, you had dinner with her. Think about how you are when I get anywhere near Jose. Jose is a good friend. I have never had a sexual relationship with him, whereas you and her, you're jealous. How can I make her realize that Elena and I are friends? She has nothing to be jealous about. Clearly, Miss Steele is possessive, and it takes me a moment to realize that I like that. Yes, and angry about what she did to you, she continues. Anastasia, she helped me. That's all I'll say about that. And as for your jealousy, put yourself in my shoes. I haven't had to justify my actions to anyone in the last 7 years. Not one person. I do as I wish, Anastasia. I like my autonomy. Autonomy? Yeah, I said that right. I didn't go and see Miss Robinson to upset you. I went because every now and then we have dinner. She's a friend and a business partner. Her eyes widen. Oh, didn't I mention that? Why would I mention that? It's nothing to do with her. Yes, we're business partners. The sex is over between us. It has been for years. Why did your relationship end? Her husband found out. Can we talk about this some other time? Somewhere more private. I don't think you'll ever convince me that she's not some kind of pedophile. Fucking hell, Anna. Enough is enough. I don't think of her that way. I never have. Now that's enough, I growl. Did you love her? What? How are you two getting on? Carla is back. Anna forces a smile that makes my stomach churn. Fine, Mom. Did I love Elena? I take a sip of my drink. I fucking worshipped her. But did I love her? What a ridiculous question. I know nothing about romantic love. That's the hearts and flowers shit she wants. The 19th century novels she's read have filled her head with nonsense. I've had enough. Well, ladies, I shall leave you to your evening. Please, put these drinks on my tab, room number 612. I'll call you in the morning, Anastasia. Until tomorrow, Carla. Oh, it's so nice to hear someone use your full name. Beautiful name for a beautiful girl. I shake Carla's hand and sincere about the compliment, but not the smile on my face. Anna is quiet, imploring me with a look that I ignore. I kiss her cheek. Laters, baby, I murmur in her ear, then turn and walk through the bar and back down to my room. That girl provokes me like no one has before. And she's pissed at me. Maybe she has PMS. She said her period was due this week. I burst into my room, slam the door, and head straight for the balcony. It's warm outside, and I take a deep breath, inhaling the pungent, salty scent of the river. Night has fallen, and the river is inky black like the sky, like my mood. I didn't even get to discuss gliding tomorrow. I rest my hands on the balcony rail. The lights on the shore and the bridge improve the view, but not my temperament. Why am I defending a relationship that began when Anna was still in 4th grade? It's none of her business. Yes, it was unconventional, but that's all. I run both hands through my hair. This trip isn't working out how I expected at all. Perhaps it was a mistake to come down here, and to think it was Elena who encouraged me to make the trip. My phone buzzes, and I hope it's Anna. It's Ross. Yes, I snap. Geez, Christian, am I interrupting something? No, sorry. What's up? Calm down, Gray. I thought I'd update you on my conversation with Marco, but if now is a bad time, I'll call back in the morning. No, it's fine. There's a knock on the door. Hang on, Ross. I open it, expecting Taylor or someone from housekeeping to do turn down. But it's Anna, standing in the corridor, looking bashful and beautiful. She's here. Opening the door wider, I motion her in. All the redundancy packages concluded? I ask Ross, without taking my eyes off Anna. Yes. Anna walks into the room, watching me warily, her lips parted and moist, her eyes darkening. What's this? A change of heart? I know that look. It's desire. She wants me, and I want her too, especially after our spat in the bar. Why else would she be here? And the cost? I question Ross. Nearly $2 million. I whistle through my teeth. That was one expensive mistake. GEH gets to exploit the fiber optic division. She's right. This was one of our goals. And Lucas? I ask. He reacted badly. I open the minibar and gesture to Anna to help herself. Leaving her there, I stroll into the bedroom. What did he do? He threw a fit. In the bathroom, I turn on the faucet to run water into the huge sunken marble bath and add some scented bath oil. There's room for 6 people in here. The majority of that money is for him, I remind Ross as I check the water temperature, and he has the buyout price for the company. He can always start again. I turn to leave, but as an afterthought, I decide to light the various candles that are artfully arranged on the stone bench. Lit candles count as more, don't they? Well, he's threatening lawyers, though I don't understand why. We're bulletproof on this. Is that water I hear? Ross asks. Yeah, I'm running a bath. Oh, do you want me to go? No, anything else? Yes, Fred wants to talk to you. Really? He's gone over Barney's new design. As I wander back into the living room, I acknowledge Barney's design solution for the tablet and ask her to have Andrea send me the revised schematics. Anna has retrieved a bottle of orange juice. Is this your new management style? Not being here? Ross asks. I laugh out loud, but mainly at Anna's choice of beverage, wise woman, and I tell Ross that I won't be back in the office until Friday. Are you seriously going to change your mind about Detroit? There's a plot of land here that I'm interested in. Is Bill aware of this? Ross is snippy. Yeah, get Bill to call. Will do. Did you get a drink with the Savannah people this evening? I tell her that I'll be seeing them tomorrow. I'm more conciliatory and mindful of my tone, and this is a hot button for Ross. I want to see what Georgia will offer if we move in. I take a glass off the shelf, hand it to Anna, and point to the ice bucket. If their incentives are attractive enough, I continue. I think we should consider it, though I'm not sure about the damned heat here. Anna pours her drink. It's late to be changing your mind on this, Christian, but it might give us some leverage with Detroit. Ross muses. I agree, Detroit has its advantages too, and it's cooler. But there are too many ghosts there for me. Get Bill to call, tomorrow. It's late now, and I have a visitor. Not too early, I warn. Ross says good night, and I hang up. Anna eyes me with reserve as I drink her in. Her lush hair falls over her small shoulders, framing her lovely, pensive face. You didn't answer my question, she murmurs. No, I didn't. No, you didn't answer my question, or no, you didn't love her. She's not going to let this go. I lean against the wall and fold my arms so I don't pull her into them. What are you doing here, Anastasia? I've just told you. Put her out of her misery, Gray. No, I didn't love her. Her shoulders relax and her face softens. It's what she wanted to hear. You're quite the green-eyed goddess, Anastasia. Who would have thought? But are you my green-eyed goddess? Are you making fun of me, Mr. Gray? I wouldn't dare, I retort. Oh, I think you would, and I think you do, often. She smirks and sinks perfect teeth into her lip. She's doing that on purpose. Please stop biting your lip. You're in my room. I haven't set eyes on you for nearly 3 days, and I've flown a long way to see you. I need to know that we're okay. The only way I know how. I want to fuck her, hard. My phone buzzes, but I switch it off without checking the caller. Whoever it is can wait. I step toward her. I want you, Anastasia, now, and you want me. That's why you're here. I really did want to know, she says. Well, now that you do, are you coming or going? I ask, standing in front of her. Coming, she says, her eyes on mine. Oh, I hope so. I stare down at her, marveling as her irises darken. She wants me. You were so mad at me, I whisper. It's still novel, dealing with her anger, taking her feelings into account. Yes? I don't remember anyone but my family ever being mad at me. I like it. Gently, I touch her face with the tips of my fingers and run them down to her chin. She closes her eyes and angles her cheek to my touch. Leaning down, I run my nose along her naked shoulder, up to her ear, inhaling her sweet scent as desire floods my body. My fingers move to her nape and into her hair. We should talk, she whispers. Later. There's so much I want to say. Me too. I kiss the spot beneath her ear and tug her hair, pulling back her head to expose her throat. My teeth and lips graze her chin and down her neck as my body hums with need. I want you, I whisper, as I kiss the spot where her pulse beats beneath her skin. She moans and holds my arms. I tense for a moment, but the darkness stays dormant. Are you bleeding? I ask between kisses. She stills. Yes, she says. Do you have cramps? No. Her voice is quiet yet vehement with embarrassment. I stop kissing her and look down into her eyes. Why is she embarrassed? It's her body. Did you take your pill? Yes, she answers. Good. Let's go have a bath. In the over-the-top bathroom, I release Anna's hand. The atmosphere is hot and humid, steam gently rising from the foam. In this heat, I'm overdressed, my linen shirt and jeans sticking to my skin. Anna watches me, her skin dewy from the humidity. Do you have a hair tie? I ask. Her hair will start clinging to her face. She pulls out a hair elastic from her jeans pocket. Put your hair up, I tell her, and watch as she follows my command with quick, efficient grace. Good girl. No more arguing. A few strands escape from her ponytail, but she looks lovely. I turn off the faucet and, taking her hand, guide her into the other part of the bathroom, where a large gilded mirror hangs over two sinks set in marble. My eyes on hers in the mirror, I stand behind her and ask her to take off her sandals. Hastily, she removes them and lets them drop to the floor. Lift up your arms, I whisper. Grasping the hem of her pretty top, I peel it off and over her head, freeing her breasts. Reaching around, I undo the top button and the zipper of her jeans. I'm going to have you in the bathroom, Anastasia. Her eyes stray to my mouth, and she licks her lips. Under the soft light, her pupils gleam with excitement. Bending down, I drop tender kisses on her neck, hook my thumbs into the waistband of her jeans, and slowly peel them down over her fine ass, catching her panties in my hands on the way down. Kneeling behind her, I ease them down her legs to her feet. Step out of your jeans, I order. Grabbing the edge of the sink, she obliges. Now she's naked, and I'm face to face with her ass. I pop her jeans, panties, and top onto a white stool beneath the sink and contemplate all the things I could do to that ass. I notice a blue string between her legs. Her tampon is still in place, so I settle for kissing and nipping her behind gently before standing up. Our eyes connect in the mirror once more, and I splay my hand out over her smooth, flat belly. Look at you. You're so beautiful. See how you feel? Her breathing quickens as I take both her hands in mine and spread her fingers on her belly beneath my outstretched hands. Feel how soft your skin is, I whisper. Gently, I guide her hands across her torso in a wide, sweeping circle, then travel them up to her breasts. Feel how full your breasts are. I hold her hands beneath her breasts so she's cupping them. Gently, I tease her nipples with my thumbs. She moans and bows her back, pressing her breasts into our conjoined hands. Trapping her nipples between her thumbs and mine, I gently tug again and take pleasure watching them harden and lengthen in response, like a certain part of my anatomy. She closes her eyes and wiggles against me, brushing her behind over my erection. She moans, her head against my shoulder. That's right, baby, I murmur against her neck, enjoying her body coming alive beneath her touch. I guide her hands down her front to her hips, then in toward her pubic hair. I push my leg between hers, and with my foot widen her stance as I guide her hands over her vulva, one hand at a time, over and over, pressing her fingers over her clitoris again and again. She groans, and I watch her writhe against me in the mirror. Lord, she's a goddess. Look at you glow, Anastasia. I kiss and nip her neck and her shoulder. Then I let go, leaving her hanging, and she opens her eyes as I step back. Carry on, I tell her, wondering what she'll do. She falters for a moment, then rubs herself with one hand, but not nearly as enthusiastically. Oh, this will never do. Quickly, I strip off my sticky shirt, jeans, and underwear, freeing my erection. You'd rather I do this? I ask, her eyes blazing at mine in the mirror. Oh, yes, please, she says, a desperate, needy edge to her voice. I wrap my arms around her, my front against her back, my cock resting in the cleft of her fine, fine ass. I take her hands in mine once more, guiding them over her clitoris, one at a time, again and again, pressing, stroking, and arousing her. She whimpers as I suck and nip at her nape. Her legs begin to tremble. Abruptly, I spin her around so she's facing me. I grasp her wrists in one of my hands, holding them back behind her back, while I tug on her ponytail with the other, bringing her lips up to mine. I kiss her, consuming her mouth, reveling in the taste of her orange juice and sweet, sweet Anna. Her breathing is harsh, like mine. When did you start your period, Anastasia? I want to fuck you without a condom. Yesterday, she breathes. Good. I step back and spin her around. Hold on to the sink, I command. Grasping her hips, I lift her and pull her foot backward. So she's bent over. My hand glides down her ass to the blue string, and I tug out the tampon, which I toss in the toilet. She gasps, shocked, I think, but I grab my cock and slide into her quickly. My breath whistles between my teeth. Fuck, she feels good. So good. Skin against skin. I edge back, then sink into her once more, slowly, feeling every precious, slick inch of her. She groans and pushes against me. Oh yes, Anna. She tightens her grip on the marble as I pick up speed, and I grasp her hips, building, then hammering into her, claiming her, possessing her. Don't be jealous, Anna. I only want you. You. Only you. My fingers find her clitoris, and I tease her, caress her, and stimulate her so that her legs begin to tremble once more. That's right, baby, I murmur, my voice hoarse as I pound into her with a punishing I own you rhythm. Don't argue with me. Don't fight with me. Her legs stiffen as I grind into her, and her body starts to quiver. Suddenly she cries out as her orgasm seizes her, taking me with her. Oh, Anna, I breathe as I let go, the world blurring, and I come inside her. Fuck. Oh, baby, will I ever get enough of you? I whisper as I sink onto her. Slowly I descend to the floor, bringing her with me and wrapping my arms around her. She sits, her head against my shoulder, still panting. Sweet Lord, was it ever like this? I kiss her hair and she calms, her eyes closed, her breathing slowly returning to normal as I hold her. We're both sweaty and hot in a humid bathroom, but I don't want to be anywhere else. She shifts. I'm bleeding, she says. Doesn't bother me. I don't want to let her go. I noticed. Her tone is dry. Does it bother you? It shouldn't. It's natural. I've known only one woman who was squeamish about period sex, but I wouldn't take any of that crap from her. No, not at all. Anna peers up at me with clear blue eyes. Good. Let's have a bath. I free her and her brows knit for a moment while she stares at my chest. Her rosy face loses some of its color and clouded eyes meet mine. What is it? I ask, alarmed by her expression. Your scars. They're not from chicken pox. No, they're not. My tone is arctic. I do not want to talk about this. Standing, I hold my hand out to her and pull her to her feet. Her eyes are wide with horror. It'll be pity next. Don't look at me like that, I warn, and release her hand. I don't want your fucking pity, Anna. Don't go there. She studies her hand, subtly chastened. Suitably chastened, I hope. Did she do that? Her voice is almost inaudible. I scowl at her, saying nothing as I try to contain my sudden rage. My silence compels her to look at me. She, I snarl. Miss Robinson? Anna pales at my tone. She's not an animal, Anastasia. Of course she didn't. I don't understand why you feel you have to demonize her. She bows her head to avoid eye contact, walks briskly past me, and steps into the bath, sinking into the foam so I can no longer see her body. Looking up at me, her face contrite and open, she says, I just wonder what you would be like if you hadn't met her, if she hadn't introduced you to your, lifestyle. Damn it, we're back to Elena. I stalk toward the tub, slip into the water, and sit on the underwater shelf out of her reach. She watches me, waiting for an answer. The silence between us swells until all I can hear is the blood pumping through my ears. Fuck. She doesn't take her eyes off mine. Stand down, Anna. Nope, it's not going to happen. I shake my head. Impossible, woman. I would probably have gone the way of my birth mother had it not been for Miss Robinson. She tucks a damp tendril behind her ear, staying quiet. What can I say about Elena? I think about our relationship, Elena and me, those heady years, the secrecy, the fruitive couplings, the pain, the pleasure, the release, the order, and the calm she brought to my world. She loved me in a way I found acceptable. I muse, almost to myself. Acceptable, Anna says in disbelief. Yes. Anna's expression is expectant. She wants more. Shit. She distracted me from the destructive path I found myself following. My voice is low. It's very hard to grow up in a perfect family when you're not perfect. She inhales sharply. Hell, I hate talking about this. Does she still love you? No. I don't think so, not like that. I keep telling you, it was a long time ago. It's in the past. I couldn't change it even if I wanted to, which I don't. She saved me from myself. I've never discussed this with anyone. Except Dr. Flynn, of course. And the only reason I'm talking about this now to you is because I want you to trust me. I do trust you, she says, but I do want to know you better, and whenever I try to talk to you, you distract me. There's so much I want to know. Oh, for pity's sake, Anastasia, what do you want to know? What do I have to do? She stares at her hands under the surface of the water. I'm just trying to understand. You're such an enigma, unlike anyone I've met before. I'm glad you're telling me what I want to know. Abruptly, filled with resolve, she moves through the water to sit beside me, leaning against me so my skin sticks to hers. Please don't be angry with me, she says. I am not angry with you, Anastasia. I'm just not used to this kind of talking, this probing. I only have this with Dr. Flynn and with... with her, Miss Robinson. Oh, with her, Miss Robinson? You talk to her? She says, her voice breathy and quiet. Yes, I do. What about? I turn to face her so suddenly that water sloshes out of the bath and onto the floor. Persistent, aren't you? Life, the universe, business, Anastasia, Miss R and I go way back. We can discuss anything. Me? She asks. Yes. Why do you talk about me? She asks, and now she sounds sullen. I've never met anyone like you, Anastasia. What does that mean? Anyone who didn't just automatically sign your paperwork, no questions asked? I shake my head. No. I need advice. And you take advice from Miss Pedo? She snaps. Anastasia, enough, I almost shout, or I'll put you across my knee. I have no sexual or romantic interest in her whatsoever. She's a dear, valued friend and a business partner. That's all. We have a past, a shared history, which was monumentally beneficial for me, though it fucked up her marriage. But that side of our relationship is over. She squares her shoulders. And your parents never found out? No, I growl. I've told you this. She regards me warily, and I think she knows she's pushed me to my limit. Are you done? I ask. For now. Thank God for that. She wasn't lying when she told me there was much she wanted to say, but we're not talking about what I want to talk about. I need to know where I stand, if our arrangement has a chance. Seize the day, Gray. Right, my turn. You haven't responded to my email. She ducks her hair behind her ear, then shakes her head. I was going to respond, but now you're here. You'd rather I wasn't? I hold my breath. No, I'm pleased, she says. Good, I'm pleased I'm here too, in spite of your interrogation. So while it's acceptable to grill me, you think you can claim some kind of diplomatic immunity just because I've flown all this way to see you. I'm not buying it, Miss Steele. I want to know how you feel. Her brows knit together. I told you, I am pleased you're here. Thank you for coming all this way. She sounds sincere. It's my pleasure. I lean down and kiss her, and she opens like a flower, offering and wanting more. I pull back. No, I think I want some answers first before we do any more. She sighs, her wary look returning. What do you want to know? Well, how you feel about our would-be arrangement, for starters. She makes a mow with her hair, as if her response will be unpalatable. Oh dear. I don't think I can do it for an extended period of time, a whole weekend being someone I'm not. She looks down, away from me. That's not a no. What's more, I think she's right. Grasping her chin, I tilt her head up so I can see her eyes. No, I don't think you could, either. Are you laughing at me? Yes, but in a good way. I kiss her again. You're not a great submissive. Her mouth drops open. Is she feigning offense? And then she laughs, a sweet, infectious laugh, and I know she's not offended. Maybe I don't have a good teacher. Good point well made, Miss Steele. I laugh too. Maybe. Perhaps I should be stricter with you. I search her face. Was it that bad when I spanked you the first time? No, not really, she says, her cheeks flushing a little. It's more the idea of it. It's more the idea of it, I ask, pressing her further. I suppose, feeling pleasure when one isn't supposed to. I remember feeling the same. Takes a while to get your head around it. We are finally having the discussion. You can always use the safe word, Anastasia. Don't forget that. And as long as you follow the rules, which fulfill a deep need in me for control and to keep you safe, then perhaps we can find a way forward. Why do you need to control me? Because it satisfies a need in me that wasn't met in my formative years. So it's a form of therapy. I've not thought of it like that, but yes, I suppose it is. She nods. But here's the thing. One moment you say, don't defy me. The next you say you like to be challenged. That's a very fine line to tread successfully. I can see that, but you seem to be doing fine so far. But at what personal cost? I'm tied up in knots here. I like you tied up in knots. That's not what I meant. She dashes her hand through the water, soaking me. Did you just splash me? Yes, she says. Oh, Miss Steele. I wrap my arm around her waist and tug her onto my lap, slopping water onto the floor once again. I think we've done enough talking for now. I hold her head between my hands and kiss her, my tongue teasing her lips apart, then delving into her mouth, dominating her. She runs her fingers through my hair, returning my kiss, twisting her tongue around mine. Angling her head with one hand, I shift her with the other so she's astride me. I pull back to take a breath. Her eyes are dark and carnal, her lust plain to see. I pull her wrists behind her back and grasp them in one hand. I'm going to have you now, I declare, and I lift her so that my erection is poised beneath her. Ready? Yes, she breathes, and slowly I lower her onto me, watching her expression as I fill her. She moans and closes her eyes, thrusting her breast forward into my face. Oh, sweet Jesus. I flex my hips, lifting her, burying myself even deeper inside her, and lean forward so our foreheads are touching. She feels so good. Please, let my hands go, she whispers. I open my eyes and see her mouth open as she drags air into her lungs. Don't touch me, I plead, and release her hands and grasp her hips. She grasps the edge of the bath and slowly starts to take me, up, then down, oh, so slowly. She opens her eyes to find mine on her face, watching her, riding me. Leaning down, she kisses me, her tongue invading my mouth. I close my eyes, reveling in the sensation. Oh yes, Anna. Her fingers are in my hair, tugging and pulling as she kisses me, her wet tongue entwining with mine as she moves. I hold her hips and start lifting her higher and faster, vaguely aware that water is cascading out of the bath. But I don't care. I want her, like this. This beautiful woman who moans into my mouth. Up, down, over and over, giving herself to me, taking me. Ah! The pleasure crashes in her throat. That's right, baby, I whisper, as she quickens around me, then cries out as she explodes into her orgasm. I wrap my arms around her, embracing her, holding her tightly as I lose myself and come inside her. Anna, baby, I cry, and I know I never want to let her go. She kisses my ear. That was... She breathes. Yeah. Holding her arms, I urge her back so I can study her. She looks sleepy and sated, and I imagine I must look the same. Thank you, I whisper. She looks confused. For not touching me, I clarify. Her face softens and she raises her hand. I tense, but she shakes her head and traces my lips with her finger. You said it's a hard limit, I understand. And she leans forward and kisses me. The unfamiliar feeling surfaces, swelling in my chest, unnamed and dangerous. Let's get you to bed, unless you have to go home. I'm alarmed at where my emotions are going. No, I don't have to go. Good, stay. I stand her up and climb out of the bath to fetch us both towels and dismiss my unsettling feelings. I wrap her in a towel, drape one around my waist, and drop another onto the floor in a vain attempt to clean up the water sloshed on the floor. Anna wanders over to the sinks as I drain the bath. Well, that was an interesting evening. And she was right. It was good to talk, though I'm not sure we resolved anything. She's brushing her teeth with my toothbrush when I walk through the bathroom to the bedroom. It makes me smile. I pick up my phone and see that the missed call was from Taylor. I text him. Everything okay? I'll be leaving to go gliding at 6 a.m. He responds immediately. That's why I was calling. Weather looks good. I'll see you there. Good night, sir. I'm taking Miss Steele's story. My delight bubbles up into a broad grin that widens when she comes out of the bathroom wrapped in a towel. I need my purse, she says, looking a little shy. I think you left it in the living room. She scampers off to fetch it, and I brush my teeth, knowing that the toothbrush has just been in her mouth. In the bedroom, I discard the towel, pull back the sheets, and lie down, waiting for Anna. She's disappeared to the bathroom again and closed the door. Moments later, she returns. She drops her towel and lies down beside me, naked except for a shy smile. We lie in bed facing each other, hugging our pillows. Do you want to sleep? I ask. I know we have to get up early, and it's nearly 11. No, I'm not tired, she says, her eyes shining. What do you want to do? More sex? Talk. More talking, oh Lord. I smile, resigned. About what? Stuff. What stuff? You. What about me? What's your favorite film? I like her quick-fire questions. Today it's the piano. She beams back at me. Of course, silly me. Such a sad, exciting score, which no doubt you can play. So many accomplishments, Mr. Gray. And the greatest one is you, Miss Steele. Her grin broadens. So I'm number 17? 17? Number of women you, had sex with. Oh, shit. Not exactly. Her smile vanishes. You said 15. I was referring to the number of women in my playroom. I thought that's what you meant. You didn't ask me how many women I've had sex with. Oh. Her eyes widen. Vanilla? She asks. No, you are my one vanilla conquest. And for some strange reason I feel insanely pleased with myself. I can't give you a number. I didn't put notches in the bedpost or anything. What are we talking? Tens? Hundreds? Thousands? Tens. We're in the tens, for pity's sake. I feign outrage. All submissives? Yes. Stop grinning at me, she says haughtily, trying and failing to stifle hers. I can't. You're funny. And I feel a little lightheaded as we beam at each other. Funny peculiar or funny ha-ha? A bit of both, I think. That's damned cheeky coming from you, she says. I kiss her nose to prepare her. This will shock you, Anastasia. Ready? Her eyes are wide and eager, full of delight. Tell her. All submissives in training when I was training. There are places in and around Seattle that one can go and practice, learn to do what I do. Oh, she exclaims. Yep, I've paid for sex, Anastasia. That's nothing to be proud of, she scolds me. And you're right, I am deeply shocked, and cross that I can't shock you. You wore my underwear. Did that shock you? Yes, you didn't wear your panties to meet my parents. Her delight is restored. Did that shock you? Yes. It seems I can only shock you in the underwear department. You told me you were a virgin. That was the biggest shock I've ever had. Yes, your face was a picture, a Kodak moment. She giggles, and her face lights up. You let me work you over with a riding crop. I'm grinning like a fucking Cheshire cat. When have I ever stretched out naked beside a woman and just talked? Did that shock you? Yep. Well, I may let you do it again. Oh, I do hope so, Miss Steele. This weekend? Okay, she says. Okay? Yes, I'll go to the Red Room of Pain again. You say my name. That shocks you? The fact that I like it shocks me. Christian, she whispers, and the sound of my name from her lips spreads warmth through my body. Anna, I want to do something tomorrow. What? A surprise for you. She yawns. Enough. She's tired. Am I boring you, Miss Steele? Never, she confesses. I lean across and give her a quick kiss. Sleep, I order, and switch off the bedside light. And a few moments later, I hear her even breathing. She's fast asleep. I pull a sheet over her, roll onto my back, and stare up at the whirring ceiling fan. Talking isn't so bad. Today worked out after all. Thank you, Elena. And with a sated smile, I close my eyes. Okay, that's the end of Chapter 17. We will pick back up on Chapter 18 in the next video. That was a pretty good, decent-sized video. Better than the Fall of 5. I know the Fall of 5 is pretty short, just because that one has a lot more characters, and, it does have shorter chapters, so I can kind of, get back in the swing of things with that. But I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me some comments below. I know that I haven't gotten back to any of the comments, but, being gone for so long, it's a little overwhelming, so I may not be able to get back to those comments, but I have read them, and I want to say thank you guys for your concern and being worried. I'm so sorry that I worried you, but thank you for being there as support, and I'm so sorry that it's been so long. I did see the comments of, where's the next video, and well, here it is, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will do my very best. I'm planning to at least do 1 to 2 videos a week. Maybe a few more, but I promise not to leave you guys hanging now that I'm trying to establish a routine in my life again and get things set in order, so that way I can avoid any other mental breaks or any more mental breaks or things like that. So that's it for now. Leave me some comments below letting me know that this video wasn't terrible, as I know I'm rusty at it, but that's it for now. Till next time, Reading by Ree. Bye, guys!